Morning. So yeah, just out having a wander this morning. Gonna take a longer walk this morning, so I set up a bit earlier. Just gonna make the most of this nice cool morning really, and get a bit of a calorie burn on the go and around for a sauna and that. But yeah, so I guess I was just thinking, you know, it's tricky sometimes for people to get a perspective on people, and stuff. So I was just thinking, I was also thinking about the stigma around mental health, and I think it's important sometimes for people to feel open and able to talk about their mental health and things like that. And I've been a mental health nurse for quite some years now, and also a psychotherapist for quite some years now as well. And I've seen thousands of people, with difficulties. And I guess I was just thinking, there's this aspect where myself, I've had my own difficulties, and I would say, my adverse childhood events kind of scale is like a 9 out of 10. And you can always check your own by doing just a little, if you type in ACE score on the internet, then you'll get a little score there thing that you can 10 questions or something, and basically if you've got more than a 4 or 3 or 4, then generally you're gonna potentially have some kind of significant impacts on your life, if you don't do something about it. So that's the key thing. So it's thinking about what can you do about helping yourself move forward and repair that potential damage, because it ends up having a significant impact on things like your physical, mental health, addictions, a whole plethora of things, and things like suicide risk and all sorts of stuff go through the roof. And so the idea is that to try and help yourself, or to try and repair some of that impact, there's things that you can do to try and help yourself, so there's things that are recommended sometimes. So it might be doing a bit of trauma processing on those issues and difficulties that you faced, and that might include things like EMDR, narrative exposure therapy. There's lots of things around learning techniques to self-regulate, so that's like breathing techniques. It might be things like doing Pilates or yoga. It might be all sorts of different things that could be useful to try and help yourself move forward, and I guess and overcome some of that adversity. And I think it's partly why I make this channel, is around the idea of empowering people to have tools to do self work, and self kind of therapy type stuff and self-help type stuff. And I think it's quite critically important, because in some ways I'm like a outlying statistic, at the moment at least, where it's unusual, rather than the usual, to be relatively functional, and you do see it periodically as well. But what's tending to happen is people can be relatively functional, but they do still have difficulties, and they're trying to overcome those difficulties still, or change their perspectives and unwind things that have become just normalized, and kind of these kind of autonomic responses and automatic responses that we might have because of our learned behavior and our environment growing up, So I think the idea is with the channel is to kind of help empower people to be able to overcome the race score and not have the outcomes that is shown statistically to end up happening. So yeah, have a good rummage through the channel. But if you have any questions about what might be useful, for particular difficulties, you can always pop it in the comment, and I'll do my best to answer it. But yeah, best of luck, and yeah, the messages of hope, you know, and things can progress, and it's sometimes incremental progress over a long time, you know. It can take a long time to overcome certain things. So other times it can be very fast to be able to overcome something, you know. But it's perfectly fine, and it's this idea of keep trying, try and try again sometimes, you know, and try and take a learning from each experience, you know. Yeah, but things can get better, and you know, I can see that regularly with people I work with and also myself. So good luck with it all.